It's not just a body attack. Pepe, great amazing production. Young girl left home. Let me tell you something. RTM radio in the sound. When you see me off the front, run up down, you must slow. Get till you blow. Then follow the ear sound. Pepe. Here. Live and there. One young man. Nice to that.
Yeah, man, you don't see us through the most electrifying golden rama tune into Pepe the Great. You don't know she authenticate and she initiate all juggling great. Pepe the Great, a year juggling around the whole place. Nothing of scramble, nothing. You don't see us through the most electrifying golden rama.
Even when finding the voice, you know the street general talking, you know Chop City East Side. I always say, yo, Pepe the Great, you know, great amazing production. I always say the whole Brixton, you know we do it though. Hey Pepe, you know I was slim time, so you know that we do it for the grand. Hey, you know street general talk. I always say Pepe the Great, hey Brixton, how we do it? Hey UK, you know make money, you know make sense. Now make money, you know. But you know about street millionaire, if you got me, there's a big grind, we will talk on the city time. I just see routine, money protein, chop. Then we pick it up a morning, Pepe tell we pick up the line, tell a boy say the fight. Vanilla nice, we love we say the kind. True, I'm really trying to say Christ, but none of them are price. They know the badness, you know a street, you know, we say the whole UK, we say the whole Brixton. Half I hear the voice, you know, we're using Pepe the Great. You know, great amazing production. And so we do it east side.
This is your Canada versus Adam. You're locked into the Great Show on RTM Radio.net. We're the one and only Pepe the Great. I know he said, party, nobody said poverty, no, fuck with that dance, so that dance on the party.
Yeah, man, you don't see us through the most electrifying golden rama tune into Pepe the Great. You don't know she authenticate and she initiate all juggling great.
Pepe the Great, there's a chalice, man, you want to go some. He makes you go some, she makes it go some. You know this is Pepe the Song representing for Pepe the Great and the Great Show on RTM Radio.
Greetings and welcome to each and everybody out there. You know you're listening to Pepe the Great on The Great Show. This is RTM Radio. I am Pepe the Great and I will be your host for the next 2 hours. Well, we know what day it is. We know what day it is because from it's a Monday, you know you got Pepe the Great on the airlines. Tune in to each and everybody all over the universe, all over the globe. But in the meantime, Pepe the Great wants to big up each and everybody. Big up yourself, Mystique British. Bless up yourself, Twinny. Big shout out to all the Brixtonites, and Pepe the Great is bigging up all of the people near and far, all over the universe. You know how it goes. But in the meantime, we are going to give celebration today to all the black women, because you know there's big things going out there on the internet. And, you know, there are some black women that are very insecure, and you've got a lot of them that are very confident. So we're bigging up all black women all over the world. Today we are bigging them up because I know sometime through the weekend a lot of stigma has been laid upon the black women. So yeah, why don't we just big up the big women, the young women, all the women all over the universe, but especially the black women. You know what I'm saying? Pepe the Great is letting you know that we are here on RTMRadio.net, and this is where you have DJs 24/7, 48/14. So watch out. It's Sizzler.
RTMRadio.net. Yes, 919. Tune in. much love. Oh, oh. Your love is who knows who will sit up on the ground just to make things work? Oh yeah, you want the children, I see them in front of your face. I say, see them pools and to live increase their faith. Cause now we don't save the future for us. Oh, 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 naturally it takes the way to your needs. You were born on the road and see no let my time the way you're free. You want to turn us, that's the breeze. Man, I'm tired, you yeah. Where you are having so much fun, yeah. Dollar bills sometimes with friend of mine. They could never put time down. I take just in Ethiopian clothes coming more and more. Oh, what a lovely day. The blessing is so pure. Someone can't see it today. Of this I am sure. Yeah, yeah. Black woman, I'm tired. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And when you have done so much love. Dollar bills and fire. Wait, then it will you make I come. Oh, oh, oh.
And you're locked into the Great Show on rtmradio.net with the one and only Pepe the Great. I know he said, party, your mommy said party, no, if I could have danced, so you dance by the party goes. Boom.
Yeah, I said big shout out to Razorblade. I see you there on the line. Brother Courtney, big up yourself. So that was Sizzler with Black Woman and Child. Why am I playing that? Because we are bigging up all the black women all over the universe, all over the world. Rupert Clark, big up yourself. Yeah, we're bigging up all the black women. So if you're a black woman, wherever you are, realize that Pepe the Great is bigging you up. Razorblade is bigging you guys up as well. So the reason why we're talking about that is because, you know, over the weekend, beer things was happening. Beer fire was going off. So you know that Ginger J decided to spill his heart out and let everybody, the whole media, know exactly what he thinks about black women. So this has been bubbling up in his heart. This is what he's been keeping close to his chest. So all the time that we have been supporting him on Instagram, laughing at his comedy, following him, you know what I'm saying, giving him support, liking, subscribing, and commenting all the time, he just didn't like black women. Now, it's not something that some people just don't like black women on a Monday, some don't like them on a Tuesday. Some live with them and say, today I can't stand, not even black women, just the person themselves, because it's not really a nationality or a race or a kind of thing. It's just the individual person. You have an argument with somebody and you say, I can't stand that person because that person, you know, pissed me off. But this seems like he just deliberately doesn't like them. So he's marked them off the list, they're blacklisted, he's got no time for them, he's not giving them a second chance, and there's a whole lot of reasons why he don't like them. So, one of the reasons were that Ginger J don't like black women, yeah? He doesn't like black women because he believes that black women don't stay in their place, so they can't be put in their place. In other words, they can't be tamed. Yeah? So that means sometimes when it's a man and a woman, the man leads and the woman follows. Sometimes the woman might want to take the lead. Some men like it like that. Sometimes it's vice versa. Sometimes they share the role. You lead, I follow, or you follow and I lead. It's different. But some people, they just believe that women should be submissive at all times. They're not supposed to say anything out of line. They're not supposed to have an opinion. They're not supposed to get angry. They're not supposed to get upset. They're not supposed to talk back. That's just the way I see certain things, and to me, that's how I kind of understand it. So black women, especially the generation of today, they're very feisty, they're very strong, and they're very opinionated, yeah? I come from a certain generation where we had to stick up for ourselves, because if you never had a big brother or you didn't have a big male cousin, you had to stick up for yourself. Especially when you was at school, at college, you had to, fight your own battles. So then you take that onto the street, and then when you listen to certain history stories and you listen to how black women had been treated and how people want to still treat black women, we stand firm and say, they ain't gonna treat me like that. They're not gonna treat me like this, or they're not gonna park me up like that. So we've got a kind of strong kind of defense mechanism put up, and we've always got our defense gates up. Anyway, no problem. So Ginger J has decided that he speaks, what he has said is actually, his whole opinion has gone viral. So Ginger J claims that he doesn't date black women because they don't like to be put in their place. So, I don't know about that, if somebody likes to be put in their place, like, I don't know, I don't know what nationality likes to be put in their place, I don't know what race likes to be put in their place, but if he only dates Indian women, that means that Indian women like to be put in their place, and sometimes Indian women can be submissive, because sometimes that's in their culture. They're kind of raised that way, where men rule the roost, they rule the house, they make the money, they go to work, they do all sorts. That is kind of in an Indian culture. But in Indian culture, they don't really date black men. Indian people that are true to their culture do not date black men. So to me, the woman that Ginger is with, I don't think she takes her culture very seriously. Else, to me, I don't think she would be with him. So therefore, we're not really sure if she is submissive. But then, each to their own. Right. So, Ginger J said to one girl that she must show him her hair. So when they were asking him, do you date black women? He's saying, no, I don't date black women because they don't like to be put in their place. He stood up when he was outnumbered and said, show me your hair. Now, I don't understand what somebody's hair has to do with a confrontation. I'm just asking. If you're having an argument with somebody, you're having a debate, who comes up and says, show me your bald head? I don't get it. How is that where does that even come into it? But a lot of men do it. When they see women with false hair, fake hair, wig, extensions, whatever, it always seems to be an ammunition for them, and it's always their last ace card that they draw. It's like a slam dunk. I'm gonna done her with this, yeah? He says that he dates girls with natural hair, yeah? All right. He says black girls annoy him, yeah? So he said things that black girls do annoys him, yeah? So, hence wearing wigs, wearing eyelashes, and whatever he said. You don't wear black women, he said so Ginger J was caught off air. So when they removed him from the panel, he went round the back, and then he was ranting and going on. So he said that he does not like black women. Black women should do black women things. You don't wear black women extensions. So what he's saying is black girls don't wear black women extensions. Some of the wigs and extension were made for black women. They weren't made for white women. They were made for black girls. Yeah? People go all the way to China, to India, to create weave and hair for black girls. They're not, white girls have their own extensions, they have their own hair. The ones that they create, certain ones, they are made for black girls. So when he says you don't wear black girls' extensions, it doesn't make sense. He didn't think that through. He also says he doesn't have to love black women because he is black. So what he's saying is, because he's black, why should he have to love black women? Which is, again, preference. People have their own preference. What they like is what they like. But my motto is, if you like somebody else and you don't like me, you don't have to put me down to like another person. You can just go and like that person. But what I find with a lot of guys out there, they do like white girls, but it's like they have to put black girls down to like white girls. But I don't know if it's to make white girls feel a lot better with themselves, or I don't know if they're trying to justify their own thinking, but it's as though you're cheating on a girl and you got to diss the girl that you're with to go with the girl that you want to be. You don't have to. You can just leave her, say, me and you are not getting on no more, we're going to call it quits, and then you can go with the girl. But what I find some guys do is they diss the girl that they're with to go with the other girl. It's just a thing that human beings do. And I find that guys, black guys, do it with white girls. Like, if you ask a white guy, if you ask a black guy why he likes black girls, why he likes white girls, he starts the conversation by telling you what he doesn't like about black girls. Black girls don't need to come into the equation because it's all about white girls. You don't like black girls, so you don't need to write about them, talk about them, sing about them. You don't even have to look at them. You just have to look at your white girls. You do everything you want to do with the white girls. But when it comes to justifying why you're with a white girl, you have to bring black girls into the equation. All right. Now, when Ginger stood up and said he doesn't really, all right, so when men decide not to date black women, that's not a problem to us black women. I'm speaking as a black woman. If a black man likes a white girl, it's nothing to me. I don't care. I don't want to know why you like her. I'm not interested. It really doesn't interest me. And I also find that a lot of black guys that like white women don't like black girls. And I've worked that out in the years that I've been living. Sometimes when men are horrible to you, you might think, what have I done? Like, what's his problem? But as I got older, I realized, oh, it's just because I'm a black woman, but not in a racist kind of way. It's just the fact that black guys give you hate because they're with a white woman, and they just don't like black girls. They can't just, I don't date white men, but I'm not horrible to white men, if you understand. I'm not horrible to white men. So why is it because a black man doesn't date black girls, has to be horrible to black girls? And I've seen it. And I think black women have to be very, very careful out there because they are receiving a lot of hatred from black men. And they might not understand what it is about. And my advice to black women is, once you see a black guy with a white woman, go in the other direction. Just get on with your life and go in a complete different direction. Yeah? And just keep it moving, because you will get a whole heap of hatred, and all they would do is try and go for your jugular, shut down your confidence, brighten up your low self-esteem and make you feel bad about yourself. Just because they don't like you, their job is to make you feel bad about yourself, then to show your bad colors. Because if somebody dislikes you, you're going to have like a bad attitude. So what they would do is bring out the worst in you so they can say, see, that's why I don't date them kind of girls. A lot of us girls out there, we just minding our own business. But this is RTM, radio.net. I'm Pepe the Great from Great Amazing Production. We're going into a break. I said, Mecca Mahana, Mark Wisdom. He said, get a job. Yeah, I noticed on YouTube, they always come with these little, I don't know why you bother. Yeah, I don't know why you bother to even, let me just block you, because I don't understand why. Report you. Yeah, because you're enough. Yeah, there it is. I'm gonna come off of my thing soon. Yeah, so what I was actually saying, we'll be back on RTM Radio. Yes, official. Daddy on. Yeah, big up Daddy on. I didn't even see Daddy on there. Big up yourself. Yeah, man. Big Janet White. Bless up yourself. When you're ready, Janet White. Did I put you on? Yeah. Right. So, yeah. So the people on Instagram. Yes, you're gonna. Daddy on. I want to big up Daddy on. He's actually gonna be on my show very, very, very soon. Don't worry yourself. Yeah, we're gonna make a date next week. You can come on my show. Yeah. Janet White, big up yourself. We got one more minute before we go back on air. Big up to the people on YouTube. It's better saying, hi, you all right? Yeah, this is my job. Mark Wisdom. Casey will have to go around the back. Okay, message me. Yes, I will. Right now. As soon as I finish this show, you can, as a matter of fact, I'm going to phone you before the show's out. I'll be on the air in a minute. Sassika. Janet White. I don't know. I can't invite anybody that I don't know. Casey. Casey. I can't invite you. Casey. Come and get this thing here.
This is RTMRadio.net. Number one for music. RTMRadio.net.
It's your girl, Can I Versatile, and you're locked into the great show on RTMRadio.net with the one and only Pepe the Great. And I always say, party, your probably say party, no, if I could have dance, so you dance by the party goes. Boom.
Number one for music. RTMRadio.net.
Yeah, so bigging up at Daddy on, I'm telling you, I've played Holy Tunes. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Yeah, I've played Holy Tunes on this show. I've played at least 4 tunes that he's done, and I would love for you guys to see the videos. But you can catch him on all major platforms with most of his tunes, and he actually is on Instagram under official Daddy On, which is DID Adidion is spelled. Don't worry, you can tell them next week. Yeah, so where was we on this? Where was we now, guys? Big up yourself. Daddy On, you can phone in and come and talk to the people then if you want to. I'll put you on loudspeaker. And yeah, Ididion, that's it, Ididion. Yeah. So, yeah, as I was saying, when men, because a lot of girls, they have guys that date white girls and black girls. So they don't know where they stand. They don't know what the guy likes in the white girl that they don't like in them. So when they start questioning it, the guy don't really know what to tell them. But mostly it's about being natural. So you have a lot of black girls that have natural long eyelashes, and you have black girls that have natural long hair. But what it is I find that in the dating pool and in the clubs, there's a look, and it's about big, bushy, long hair, long eyelashes, curvy breasts, but everything. That's the look, whether you're born that way or you're not born that way. You've got a lot of girls out there that are sculpturing their body that way. Even when they've got good hair and they've got their own hair, they still put on extensions. They still put on wigs. You see white girls with wigs and extensions. The only way is Essex and Liverpool and all them places. You see all those people with that kind. Casey, she's making so much noise. What is wrong with that girl? Yeah, so you will see all kind of people that, so it's not just black girls that will have extensions or weave or long eyelashes or long nails. I don't know what it is, why they believe that when black girls do things, it's a problem. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure why it is, but there are a lot of things that black girls do that white girls also do. There's a lot of extensions, there's a lot of surgeries, there's a lot of spray tans, there's a lot of false nails and a lot of false beauty spots and fake teeth and everybody's doing it. Now, when they talk about natural, there are a lot of natural black girls out there, and I find that there's also a lot of unnatural black girls out there that have good hair, have nice eyelashes, but still want to have that look. There's a look that you've got out there where you've got really long eyelashes, whole heap of hair, the lace front, all of that. Some girls have beautiful hair, they're beautiful without all that, but because they want to look that way, they do all of that. Now, some guys will say, oh, I like you the way you are. I like you natural. But when you go out clubbing with them, they seem to look at the people that they tell you not to be like. Strange thing going on. I've seen it myself. They say they don't like girls with surgery. They don't want you to have surgery. But when you go out, they're looking at the ones with surgery. So girls get a bit confused. They think, do you really like natural girls? Because when we go out, you look at girls that are unnatural. It's a catch-22. Right, as I said, when a man decides not to date black women, that shouldn't be a problem for a black woman, because you don't like us, so we don't need to really care about what you do, where you go, who you're dating. Men who have problems with fake hair are never with black women with natural hair. That's something that I've noticed. So I'll say it again. Men who have a problem with black women who have fake hair, wigs and extension, when I say to them, show me your girl, they're never with a black girl with natural hair. It's always a white girl, a Caucasian, or a mixed race. I'm just saying. So if someone like Ginger J said, I like natural, I would expect him to be with a black girl who has natural hair, because they're out there, you can find them, you know, you don't have to look hard, they're there all the time. Natural hair girls that don't wear eyelashes, don't wear makeup, and don't wear weave, yeah? But any guy that says, oh, I don't like a girl, I like a natural girl, but I never see them with a black natural girl, they're always with a white girl or a mixed race or Caucasian. That is just what I've seen. And anybody, sometime when I have these debates online, and I had my profile picture was with green hair, the first thing they say is, oh, but look at you got hair, and I'm saying, well, show me your woman. Just show me your woman, and you don't have to. I know for a fact, any man who speaks about my weave is always with I've never seen a black guy who's with a black woman come and tell me about my weave. Never. It's a black guy that dates black women. Don't say nothing about women's weave. A black guy that dates white women always seems to have a problem with black girls wearing weave, and I don't understand the consistency of it. Because if you don't like us, why do you care what we wear on our head? I'm just confused. Why do you care? You don't like us. You would never date us. You've got nothing to do with us. So why is our hair a problem? Why when we go to the shop and buy the hair, then we go to the hairdressers and do it, then we go to the club and wear the bee's knees? Why is it a problem to you? Why? I don't get it. Why do you have a problem with it? Yeah? And that is the next motto. So every action has a reaction. So when men say they don't like black girls because black girls are too feisty and they bite back, and you're not just going to see a black girl go out on the road unless she's got mental health issues and just start attacking somebody verbally. You have to say something to them or say something to the girl for her to turn around and say, shut up, or Rare, who you talking to? She ain't just gonna go over to you and say something. You have to say something to trigger her. So what some people do, bullies, they want to say things to you, but they don't want you to say anything back. They want to touch your corn, but they don't want you to tread back and touch their corn. Some people are like that. They're bullies, you know, they like to hit on weak people. And you have some girls who will be all real nice and bougie, and they go to dinner and they get into a relationship and everything's nice and dandy for a year, 18 months. And then you pass your place with the girl and the girl lets you know what time it is. Spooky, scary, I didn't know she could flip more like that, but if you touch the right trigger with certain black girls, they tell you what time it is. Where you got some girls, as I said, the generation nowadays, they're not easy. Even, I'm telling you, they're not easy. They're not taking no BS from no one. They've seen too much happen to the older generation. They've seen too much, not even bad things happen to their mothers, but they've just seen black women being mistreated, ill-treated, giving bad jobs, not giving jobs, you know, left with children, single parenting. They've seen so much men in the past do things to maybe their mother, their auntie, their neighbor, their friends, and they're just saying it ain't gonna happen to me. So when they see you coming and showing that kind of energy, they're drawing quick, they're on it fast. They're running quick o'clock because they've seen it, it's a red flag to them, and they're going to nip it in the bud. Defense goes up and they're good to go. They're ready for battle. Now, some men don't like that. So you have some men that feel that they want to go up in somebody's face, crawl up in their face, get all bright up, and the girl mustn't say nothing. So Ginger J said that he doesn't like when women, well, good enough to say that when women retaliate back, they get on masculine, they go on like man. There's a lot of tomboys around. One Kerry, big up yourself. Kerry Lopez, big up yourself. Sean, bless up, Demas. Yeah, there's a lot of women and girls that have got brothers, they've got uncles, they're gangster, they're tomboy, they play netball, they play football, they're quick on their feet, they're very intelligent, they're quick on their mouth, they're quick on their feet, they can climb ropes. So that doesn't mean that, you know, you're acting like a man, it just means that you're strong and you're using your strength to your advantage. So when you're there with a nice, cute, nice girl, and then you try and violate her, and she lets you know not me, I'm not the one. All of a sudden now you're going to tell her she's acting. Just because she's defending herself from you, you're going to now say that she's acting like a man. But sometimes they have to put on the man role if they're defending themselves from a man. Because if a man's coming towards them with certain anger, and what are they supposed to do? Go Power Rangers. That's what they're supposed to do, yeah? They're supposed to switch up defense, yeah? Yeah. No, but some guys don't like that. And I find the men that don't like that, they're narcissistic and they're women beaters, yeah? And that's what I think, that's the thing. Not only that, men who date white women do not like black women. We've done that one. When you get put in your place and you act masculine, you have to talk like a man. I don't think it's talking like a man. I think it's talking about the same bruv, cuz, fam. I mean, everyone uses their words. It wasn't invented by a man. You know, this comes from way from the 90s. When we say, yo, bro, cuz it's from America, like, yo, bro, what you saying? So if a woman wants to say it, a man wants to say it, it doesn't matter. But if you don't like it, then so be it. But I noticed that, yeah, I'll read them comments later. People have their own preferences, their own reasons why they like people. If you don't like something, you're entitled to say, I don't like it. But for you to put something down, just like you put somebody down to big up somebody else, I don't think it's right. So Ginger J said, take off your eyelashes, take off your makeup. Now, why does a black woman have to take off her makeup and her eyelashes when white girls wear eyelashes and makeup? If you're with a girl that doesn't wear eyelashes and doesn't wear makeup, that's you and your girl's business. Some girl passes you on the road and she's got makeup and eyelashes. Why is it a problem to you? I don't get it. Why should it bother you? That's like me not liking people with spray tan, and somebody walks past me with spray tan. Why is that going to bother me? It's not supposed to bother me because you're not with me, you're not talking to me, you're not my boyfriend. Why do I care if you've got on spray tan? Oh, why don't you take off the why? Why does he have to take off the spray tan? Do you understand? It's not like I've given you a white sheet and you've lied on the white sheet and put all spray tan. Then I'd say, yeah, why have you got a spray tan? But other than that, he says, take off your makeup. Why? Why should she do that? You're talking about why you don't like black girls, but at the same time you're saying the person must take off the eyelashes and take, why? What is the eyelashes and the makeup got to do with the fact that you don't like black girls? I'm still finding it hard to understand. Right, he said, I would bring you my Indian natural girl. Go on then. And then what would that solve? I'm still confused. When you think you've got a trophy girl, when you think that you're with somebody and you think they're the bee's knees, they're watching you. Because if you are with me because I've got nice Indian hair, I think the same girl needs to think about what is exactly going on. There's always some kind of dilemma, whether it's African or Jamaican, whether it's white and black, whether it's light skin or dark skin, it's tall or short, it's, the Irish or the Scottish. There's always some kind of rivalry going on. There's always something going on. But what I will say to you is, these influencers are getting way past themselves. Way past themselves, yeah? Because what I know is this guy, Ginger J, was supposed to be an influencer. He was doing a little comedy. He was never funny, never made me laugh, ever. And I'm not just saying that. I used to watch the little clips when he first came around, and he used to put his glasses, break them and put them. I don't think he's ever said anything that has made me laugh. Never. I've never laughed at anything. No clip that he's put out. No, nothing. I've watched it, but it's never nothing for me to say, oh, let me watch it again, or send it to a friend and say, have you seen this? It pop you up, laugh, nothing. I've never, and he always takes other people's posts and reposts it and then comments on it. Look, come on, man, get your, as I said, he is boring, rubbish. And this internet and all these phones and all that, it gives people a chance to, show themselves and do whatever they're doing. What Ginger J has done in a couple of minutes, he's put down black culture. So it's for us to back up the black culture and let the people out there know that we're good to go. You never, as bad as Jamaicans are, you never hear a Jamaican man talk about women's hair. Like, you never ever hear them say, they prefer run some money on you and say, go buy yourself a new hair, or go hairdressers, or go and get your nails done. It's the same like the American men and the African men. But you see the English youth then, they got a problem. They got a problem with their own black women. Not all of them, don't get me wrong. And it's just a small, all right, you got a lot of them that may treat black women nice, but they don't date black women. A lot of men want to have white women to have mixed race children. It's got a lot to do with the children also. They want mixed race children. They want nice hair and brown skin. That's a lot of them. Even half of the women that go with black men, it's about, I want to have a brown baby. Even the men that go with the white women, they want a brown baby. You understand? They want nice hair, and sometimes they don't want their children to go through what black women and black men. Remember, only a black woman can produce a black man. Only a black woman can do that. I don't know if that's what the hatred is or what, but only a black woman can produce a black man. You might get a brown skinned man, and you might, but when it comes to the black men that white women like, only black women can do that. I'm just saying. We all need to come together, and we all need to fit in together. And when a white woman hears a black guy talking like that, they should be disgusted in the black man. But some white women, they get off on that and think, oh, they love us, they like us, we got all what they want. But really and truly, they got issues. And if they don't show you the issues straight away, they're going to show you it later on. And I find a lot of them, they cover up for their black men. A lot of white women cover up for their black men. Where I think black women, they're hailing it out, they're letting everybody know what's going on, and they're letting you know exactly what's popping. But I'm gonna play, as I said, we've got to keep the culture alive. We got to make sure that the black sisters out there know exactly what we are, what we're about, what we're destined to be. If we're not already that, we're strong, gifted black women, and for decades we've had a fight. That's why we're so strong. We're inventive, we're creative, we're sassy, you understand? We're brave, we're strong, we're cunning. And from way back to Mary Seacole, way back to the Nanny Maroon, way back to so many people, Rosa Parks, we've put our stamp. Black women have put their stamp on history, and I think there's a kind of way where they just want to stamp us out. But got to be very careful out there. Black women need to be very careful. They have to be very careful. And while they're going around with their cleavage out and doing all the things, some of these guys, they don't like you. They just want to look on you. And all they do is want to give you a one pop and then talk about you the next day and say your hair stinks. That's just how they stay, yeah? It's Pepe the Great on Great Amazing Production. This is RTM Radio, and this is The Great Show.
RTMRadio.net, 89.9, tune in, master man, what are they?
They can't keep a good man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to frown. Keep the vibes and dice to the my ground. They will never ever take my crown. Just I say no, my girls. They say and that's when they call it would be worse. Here comes the officers asking for a search. They found no weapon, just only a drawers. I'm so studied as a rock, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set their traps, they just can't stop me now. People who say this and that, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set up roadblocks, they just can't stop me now. When they come and the people that stop, I just listen whenever they talk. That is the light into my door. It doesn't take all my fault. They find me without a cause, trying to make my life so hard. The King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, give a child reward. Society does a rock, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set their cross, they just can't stop me now. They say this and that, they just can't stop me down. Even when they set up roadblocks, they
Big shout out to Never Sober, Never underscore sober underscore events. What's that, Francis? Warren this.
Yes, I'm still looking for the innocent today.
Raquel.
You have been caused destruction and defense.
One time, one Kerry Lopez. Big up yourself.
Love is all I got to give and I'm not to shine. Looking for the future, the sky I can't tame. But I'm so solid as a rock and they just can't stop me now.
They won't be stopping us.
Even when they set their traps, they just can't stop me now.
What up with Ed?
People keep saying this and that, they just can't stop me now.
This is a big shout out to God's Grace.
When they set us roadblocks, they just can't stop me now. So they can't keep a good man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to frown. Keep the vibes and next to the my ground. They will never ever take my crown. Who's the place I said no man first. Things getting better when they thought it would be worse. Here comes the officers asking for a search. They found a weapon, just only a dropper. Sliding to the right.
This is RTMRadio.net.
Pepe the Great, I hear juggling around the whole place. Nothing a scramble, nothing. You know, it's truly the most electrifying ball and rama. Yeah, man, you know, it's truly the most electrifying golden rama tune into Pepe the Great. You don't know she authenticate and she initiate all juggling a great.
RTM Radio, step it up. Step it up, the great show. RTM Radio, step it up. RTM Radio, the great show. Shabba Rankin says so. Step it up.
RTM Radio, rock the world and make the world go yeah, you know this is Gilly Pepper the song representing for RTM Radio family. Shine and rise, lock it down. Oh.
To divide and rule.
said, we are going into a break very, very soon. So big up to each and everybody. I'm bigging up the people them on in TikTok. Yeah, Maxine Billion, Mo Green. Yeah, Mo Green, big up yourself. I want to actually big up Tondi K. You guys got some names. I'm not gonna ask. You lot need to get some names that people can pronounce. Yeah, big up yourself. Big shout out to the management of RTMRadio.net and to all the DJs. Yeah. So speaking of the influencers, this is another thing where the influencers are getting out of hand. One little YouTube account with a couple of followers, couple thousand followers, not even couple, a lot of thousand followers, makes people believe that they have conquered some kind of, I don't know what, and it goes to their head, and it's so easy. Some people, back in the days, to be famous, you had to have some kind of certain uniqueness about you, something really different, you know? You have to be the chosen one, taken from the chosen few. But now, you can do anything nowadays. From you've got a phone, you've got an account, you set that up, and you can suck buttons. And if you can suck 20 buttons, all of a sudden you can go viral. That doesn't mean that there's anything special about you. It's just that you sucked 15 buttons online. Then you've got people that don't really have a life, ain't really got nothing doing. They may find the fact that you suck 15 buttons very interesting, and they release 100,000 uninteresting people that will find sucking buttons interesting. So there you have it. That's how easy it is to go viral. That's how easy it is to get noticed. And then when you get noticed, people start following you. People start saying hi to you on the road. It gets to people. Then you decide, oh, how can I do more content to get more attention? Because once somebody says hi, you're going to want them to say hi to you again. So whatever you did to get the first hi, you are going to do again to get the second hi. So some people run out of content. Then with the algorithm, oh shit.
This is RTMRadio.net. Number one for music, RTMRadio.net.
So with the algorithm, sometime when they see you do negative stuff, you get more promotion when you do negative stuff. So what they do is they reward you for doing negativity. And it is very hard to do negative stuff more than it is to do positive stuff. To do positive stuff, you've got to figure it out, you've got to think about it. But with negative stuff, you can just be annoying, you can just do bad. It's very easy to do bad things, we all know this. And what the algorithm does is reward you for doing things that are degrading, upsetting, negative, just violent. They reward you for it. So if you can upset somebody, and because we all know that people don't really like black women, if you want to get noticed, you do something that you know the system will reward you for. A black guy knows that the system don't like black women. So, and he knows what he's saying is true, because a lot of us black women should show more of our hair. We should, but when we don't, when we show our hair, half of the people don't get noticed. So when you straighten your hair, because this all started from the days of straightening, hot combing your hair. First, they would hot comb it, then they brought out relaxer, then they brought out Jerry curl, then they brought out relaxer, then they brought out straight hair, straight weave, where you could sew it in and you could straighten it, and you could tuck away your own hair, and then you could sew in the shiny hair, and then you can you could just walk around like, yeah, good to go. That's where it all started from. I watched it with my own eyes, yeah? Okay. So when people are doing certain things, they do it for content, they do it for views, they do it for recognition. They don't care who they hurt. And what I've also noticed is hurting a black woman, people don't lose sleep over it, if you understand, because they want us abolished anyway, but they know that, if I while up, because there's certain things that guys can do to black women that you cannot do to white women. They will burn your house down. Do you understand? They will blacklist you. But you can do it to black women and get away with it. So what it is they want to separate black men from black women. That is just what it is. And I'm not saying that people ain't allowed to go with white women, but if you do, just go with them and live happily ever after. Have your dog, have your cat, have your kids and everything. But while you're doing it, do not try and be bad to my sister, my auntie, my daughter, me, or any of my women, female, black neighbors, friends, colleagues, and so forth. This is Sizzler and Jacure. I did start it before the break, but let's finish it. It's called Divide and Rule. And that is their only pleasure.
Pepe the Great, there's a chalice and the water, but some she goes, she make it go. You know, this is Pepe the Song representing for Pepe the Great and the Great Show on RTM Radio. Oh.
Yeah, so sometime when things happen and sometime when people have outbursts, as much as you might not want to admit it or you don't want to say, it's usually got something to do with you. So usually sometimes if you have an argument with somebody, it's because of you. Because it takes two to tango. So if you don't argue with the person, then the person can't argue. So for you to respond with words, you help that person respond back. So they say every action has a reaction. So when people have problems, so it took me a long time to work out this when it comes to trauma. A lot of us go through things when we're younger. Something could happen to us when we're 10 years old and it might not affect us for a good 15 to 20 years. We remember it, we talk about it, but we don't get over it. As much as we might think we have gotten over it, we haven't gotten over it. And sometimes obviously that's where triggers come. So when you say something to somebody, it takes them way back to 10 years ago when somebody said something like that to them and something happened, they just start getting angry and they take it out on you. But then you might have an argument or a fight with them and you say, yeah, it's because he did this, but really it's not what he said, what he did. It's because you triggered him of something that happened to him years ago, and it's vice versa. Something could have happened to you, or you could not be over something, and you could get into a relationship, and because someone cheated on you, you just want to cheat on them, or you just think that the person's cheating because someone before cheated on you. You know, one of your partners could have slept with your friends, so every time you see your partner around one of your friends, you think they're having an affair because it happened to you years ago. And sometimes you just got to sit down with yourself and say, let me sort out myself and let me sort out things that could be. But some people don't do that. They just keep blaming other people, other things, other weathers, other seasons, other places for what they're doing and what's happening. Now, as much as Ginger J says he don't like black girls because they wear that's not why he doesn't like black girls. He doesn't like black girls because he had a strong black woman as a mother. And I think what happens sometimes with strong black women that have boys, even girls, because they are so dominant, strong, especially if they're a single parent, you got to be on time, you got to be in on time, you got to do your homework, you got to iron your clothes, you better scrape out your plate, you better do the washing up. There's certain things that parents tell you to do. And sometimes when you reach a certain age, it becomes a bit demeaning, we all respect our parents, but sometimes you have parents that take authority too far. So when a child reaches a certain age, you got to know how to talk to that child. You can't disrespect that child, but that child's reached a certain age. You don't be embarrassing them in front of their friends. You don't ask them to do demeaning things that you might have been able to ask them to do when they were young. You can't really ask them to do it now, like go shop for me, or, there's certain things, even though we're happy to do things for our parents and whatever, but sometimes I find that boys are traumatized by strong black women as parents, and they get triggered by women telling them what to do. And, so when they leave home, and then they go about their business and whatever, when they see a little slight resemblance, even did you buy the groceries today? It triggers them to say, my mum, why are you talking like that? But it takes them back. And I don't think Ginger doesn't like women because of I think it's got a lot to do with his mother and his relationship with his mother and how him and his mother grew up, what he saw his mum doing. I'm not saying she'd done anything bad, but how he saw his mum program. And even though he says his mum was an empress and there's no one like his mum, I don't believe that. I believe there's more to him and his mum's relationship. There's a lot, because no one's perfect, but for you to say your mum is an empress and there's no one like your mum, your attitude is bad. People who rate their mother and respect their mother don't behave like how he behaved, if you understand. When you have a good mother and your mother brings you up well and you give homage to your mother and say she's an empress and nobody can walk in your mum's shoes, you don't behave like that. People that have mums that you can say that about your mum, you don't behave like that towards women. When you behave like that towards women, you've had some kind of experience with a woman that has been telling you what to do, or you're unhappy with how that woman has been dealing with you. That's all I'm saying, yeah? So sometime when I learned this in my own time is I found that there's a lot of traumatized men out there, and when they get with you, the trauma comes out in them more, and it doesn't take long. It takes I'd say about a week, or it could even be days. If you really talk with a guy that you first meet and you ask them enough questions, you can find out whether they are traumatized or not. And you can find out if they've got issues. And then by the time they expose that they've got issues, they don't want to be with you no more. Like if you're dating a guy and you're seeing whether you like him or not, and then they go on, yeah, they're all nice, and then they expose themselves and they show their true colors, they don't want to be with you no more. They don't want to prolong any more dates with you because they now know that they've exposed themselves to you. But you have some girls that see the red flags and still go forward, but you have a lot of people who think, oh, you know what, let's just call it a day, can't be with you no more, or whatever, because you've seen that this person, something ain't right. And they know, but it takes like a third date. People can only hide their true colors for a while. Like the time that Ginger J was on that podcast, he couldn't hide his true colors long enough. If they had shut down that podcast before all that happened, we would have never known nothing about that side of Ginger J. But because they had it for so long, because there's only so long that you can hide your true colors for. There's only a certain length of time a human being can hide their true colors. If you analyze somebody enough, you can see. But big shout out to all of the black women out there. Bless up to each and every one. Majestic Highness, she was one of the girls that was on the panel. And she wasn't really saying nothing because apparently in the diary room, she believed that he wasn't talking to her. Because, number one, she had weave on, she had eyelashes on. I don't know if she had any makeup on, but I believe that from you had them two things on, he was talking to you. But she didn't think he was talking to her because she was quiet and she wasn't triggering him and she wasn't answering questions. And that's the problem that some women have. You see, once you dog one black woman, there's no reason why you're not talking to me. You are. You're talking to me as well. And I notice a lot of guys despise of black women for no reason. So once I see you deal with a certain woman away, you ain't definitely gonna like me because I'm all black. I'm all a black woman. And I'm not gonna pretend to be nobody else. I'm not gonna pretend to be nothing else. So sometimes you black women, you need to understand and you need to have your sister's back. Whether she's got weave or whether she's got long eyelashes or whether she squeezes into her jeans, It doesn't matter. You got to buck the sisterings then. Big up to the guys who came on. There was a show called The Drazy Show. Now he came on with his brethren and they, saluted the black girls then, and they kind of linked out against the show, they linked out against the panel, they linked out against Ginger J, and they had our back. And there are hundreds of black guys out there that have our back, so big up to them. Big up to Jeff Dixon and the family, big up to Shane and Leah, Gina, big up to each and everybody, big up to the Mandeville crew, bless up to all the Brixtonites, bless up to Trapanor, big up yourself, and Adidion. Yeah, I must learn to pronounce that name properly. Adidion, yeah? And sometimes we have to understand what is actually going on in certain people's mind, yeah? We got to actually know what is happening, what is going on. Some people, they beat round the bush, they don't say it as it is, they don't really want you to know what they like. Because, all right, my point is, I believe that Ginger J was going to tell them girls about their hair anyway. No matter what the topic. He was going to, that was his ace card, and he was going to keep that in his pocket, and he was going to close the show with that. But it backfired on him. It backfired. It came out and it looked like he said it already and he's done it before, and that was just a card that he had in his pocket ready to draw. But again, I've met guys and I've spoken to guys, and sometimes they beat round the bush and it's really other things that they want to tell you, and there's other things. If somebody has a bald head and they decide to wear a cap, I'm not going to go up to them and say, show me your bald head. He may not want to show people his bald head. So if a woman doesn't want to show her hair, why do you care? Why do you want this girl to show, after she paid her money for a good wig, you want her to take it off on air and show her hair, even though she probably could have done it if she really wanted to. But what thrill are you going to get by seeing her hair? That's like going up to a Muslim and saying, take off your robes and all of that. Show me your body. Show me your hair. Why? I don't understand. Some guys, they just need to listen to Sizzler.
Burn this time again.
Before all the kings that ask me what they done, they got kings that I said
Get to the point. Yeah, it's the man and I'm about to tell this when we have to run tight. Right. Get to the point. Now this the man and I'm pull on the Babylon and every time. No one on them. Hey, see the kind of stuff that one another. Hey, see the kind of stuff that the fire.
Big shout out to Glenn Brown. Big up yourself. Big up to Classic Barbers. What time? The Brixton Night.
Watching baby, jump on your pool, behind them for them. Watching them, they tap off the politics and them for them. One Babylon and me, I'm about to kiss them for them. Yeah, kiss them, say no, no, can't contest with them. Why not?
We're going into a short break very, very soon, but in the meantime, you got to hear from Pepe the Great.
RTMRadio.net 89.9. Tune in, Maestro Dan, you're gonna Pepe, from see you the first time, you forget it. Your body set up right, I got to tell you. Me love you so much time, you're not jealous. And you have it? Yeah, man, tune in. Great Amazing Productions, yeah, Brixton, RTM Radio.
So we're here on RTMRadio.net. You're listening to Pepe the Great on a great show. I am Pepe the Great from Great Amazing Production and Great Amazing TV. And we here, I'm just putting my little 10 pence, my little pound coin, my little £5 note, my little 10, my little 20. No, being serious, I'm just putting a little bit on it because I just wanted to say what I wanted to say. And as I said, you lot can tell me what you want to tell me in the comments. You can like, you can subscribe, you can comment, you can unsubscribe, you can delete your comment, and you can even block me if you please. But yeah, what I'm saying is, this is Great Amazing Points of View. When you hear Pepe the Great talk on the podcast like this, it's Pepe the Great's point of view. Yep. I don't want nobody else to agree with me. I don't want anybody to think that my word is gospel and what I say it goes. No, this is just how I feel, and I'm a person, I like to express my point of view. I like people to know what I think. I don't want people to guess what I'm thinking. I don't want people to misunderstand me and think, oh, I thought. No, I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel and exactly what I think. That is just how I am. And through my life and being in Great Britain, I've found that a lot of people do not like black British girls, and they do not like black women, period. And, there's especially black African as well, is a lot that I've seen. If it's not black African, it's black British. And if it's not black women, there's always something. So I'm kind of used to it. So none of this really surprises me. It might surprise people, but it's not surprised me. The only thing that nothing really surprises me, because I can a lot of guys are like that. A lot of guys, especially ones who are in a bag of chatting and like to be in all that kind of podcasty debatey, they don't like us. And they feel that they can either tell you you're ugly or you got fake hair. Your hair, this and that and that. This is it. This is all I ever see them do. And they do it a lot. And the thing about it is, when they, I'm not saying...
This is RTMRadio.net. #1 for music, RTMRadio.net.
So, as I said, you've got a lot of guys out there that do despise of strong black women. And not so much always the black, just strong women. Some men do not like strong women because they're seen as a threat. Strong women, because men are supposed to be the strong ones. But again, as a woman, you have to know how to submit to a man. To me, that is just me. I'm a strong black woman, but my man has to be stronger than me. No matter what, he has to be stronger than me. I will never take a weak man. And if I ever feel that I am stronger than my man, it's done. If you understand, my man always has to be stronger than me. And I just feel that when a woman talks back or a woman shows authority, you have some weak men who see that as a threat. And I just feel that the girls, they touched a nerve, and he just didn't know how to handle it. Reason he didn't know how to handle it because he wasn't healed. He wasn't healed. So what he's saying is, he's been in prison. Hold on. He's been in prison. He's got mother issues. So there was a few things that he spoke about his mother, which I don't really want to talk about. He was in prison and he got 11.5 years and he done 6.5. I don't think that's a long time. 6.5 years to me is not a long time. 15 and 20 years is a long time in prison. 6 years ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. The 11 years is a long time. If you had done the whole 11 years, if he had done the whole 11 years, because when he mentions, oh, how long is inside 11.5 years? No, you didn't do 11.5 years. You done 6.5. Yeah? And to me, that ain't a long time. Unless you was being really, really bad and you didn't have no privileges or whatever. But the things that he said that he done whilst he was in there, those things are traumatizing. Listen. Even if somebody robs somebody and gets money, runs away with a woman's handbag and gets hold of her money and goes away and spends it on things, it's still going to traumatize them. Even though they robbed the person and got away with it, they're still going to be traumatized by their actions because their subconscious is telling them just little things. You just keep remembering it, your inner memory and whatever. So the things that you were doing in prison that you said you did on one of the podcasts, that's alone, that enough is trauma. Just me listening to you saying what you did, it is traumatized me. So imagine you was a person that did it. I don't understand why you're not healed. You need to take some time, Ginger J, away from people. Take yourself away and just work on your healing. And that's what you got to do. It takes some time. It's not weeks or months. This takes years, and you've got to dedicate yourself to healing. And the first thing for healing is taking responsibility and accountability for what has happened. You have to take some kind of responsibility for it. Sometimes it may not have been your fault. It may have been the fault of somebody else, but you added to it. So the little bits that you added to it, you got to take accountability for what you added to it, if you understand. So if you're holding malice because of what someone did to you, you have to take responsibility for holding that malice, because it's the malice that is stopping you from healing. If you did something, you got to ask for forgiveness. You forgive yourself. You've got to. I can't tell people how to heal, but you got to try and, as you say, banish your demons. Come to terms with your rights and wrongs. Take accountability and just move forward. If you feel that there was a time when I thought my mum done me wrong, but when I became an adult, I realized she couldn't do no better because of the way the system moves and the way the system has you. I understood what my mum went through and how she had to deal with certain things. And I forgave my mum. I forgave my mum. Do you understand? And for the fact of me forgiving my mum, I healed 100 times over. You understand? You have to understand what people go through and how sometimes you can provoke people to deal with you a certain way. And if you take accountability and responsibility and you heal, and some people think that going on podcasts and speaking your truth is healing. It ain't. You're just telling the world what you've done, and that can make it 10 times worse. You need to go on your own, collect some time for yourself, have some moments in silence on your own, and just build. You got to build a new frame, a new character, a new core. You got to heal it and just say, you know what? I'm ready. That means if anyone says anything to me, I can just turn a blind eye. If somebody shouts at me, I can take a deep breath and ask them, why are you shouting? I don't just automatically shout back. If somebody answers me a question and I know the answer is going to offend them, I'll think twice about answering that question. I might redesign it in my head and say it in a way where it won't offend. You got to build, and the more you grow, the more you understand. So again, ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, brothers and sisters, emperors and emperors, it's hard out there, and we've got to stick together. We've got to protect one another. I understand how the system moves, where we don't have to rely on each other. That's the way they're building the system. From we got a phone and we got broadband, we don't need nobody else. We don't need nothing. But that's not how it really goes, if you understand. And what I found also is a lot of people agree with Ginger. Now, I don't know what they agree with Ginger like. In other words, there was a comedy where the guy said, I like this girl because she picks me up. She shares her car with me. She gives me things, like, in other words. So I'm wondering, are we mean? Is it like, not that I care, so let me not answer that question, but I know how we stay. We're not easily conned. We're not easily fooled. We question a lot of things where some other nationalities don't question. They'll be like, all right then, okay then, all right, yeah, all right. Well, we'll say, what are you talking about? That don't make sense. That's not adding up. Make it make sense. That's how we are. And those are the words that we use, where another set of people will say, okay, yeah, I believe you. All right then, I'll be there in a mo. No, we're going to stay here. You make your way here, because I don't know what you're doing all the way over there in the first place. No, big and serious, I'm not like that. No, because sometimes you got to nurture your man. If your man needs you, you got to be there. Because I find a lot of young girls nowadays, they're not there. They want things from their man and everything, but when their man needs them, they're not there for them. And sometimes you got to be there for your man for small, tiny little things and large little things. It's not like, and I just think they're going off of this new generation of women and men. There's a new generation out there, a new generation, and it's the new world, and it's just the way that people are presenting themselves. But you live and you learn, and I just think that if we all swap races because that race did something, we'd run out of races. We'll run out of nationality, because race ain't really a thing. Nationalities, we'll run out of nationalities. And again, people will say, oh, how come black people always fight against one another? You see the black population, it's made up of so much different people. Because you got Africa, which is a big continent, that's full of so much different countries. And then you got all these black people in the world that come from different countries. So it's easy for Latinos to stick with Latinos. It's easy for Brazilians to stick with Brazilians. It's easy for Scottish to stick with Scottish and white people to stick with white people. But when it comes to black people, there are so much different countries of black people. So you will have someone from Sri Lanka, they're classed as black, but they're not the same as black Africans, but they are black. So when you might see two black people not working together, it's because they're not in the same place. They're completely two different people. But when you see two white people working together, it doesn't matter because they're just seeing each other as colour, and that is it. But again, leave black women alone. Leave us, let us prosper. Yeah? In the universe. And they said that ginger, right, so these people, one second. These people, Majesty the Highest, or the Highness, and then you had, my name is China. So that was the guy that was on the end, no, he was second to last from the end. He's got his own podcast, but was it Zilla? I liked Zilla. Zilla was cool. Zilla was actually the one that Jay was actually speaking to, saying, take off your hair, but she was cool, pretty girl, really pretty. And this is another thing, these girls are so beautiful, so don't think that, oh, because they're wearing weave, they're ugly, or they ain't nice, or you can just see these girls are beautiful girls. Do you understand? And when they've got their real hair out, they're even more beautiful. Dark skin, it doesn't matter. Light skin, it doesn't matter. These girls are beautiful. Zilla, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful girl, and she can hold her own, and she kind of called herself and everything. But bless up to Zilla, I like her vibe, I love how she rolls, and I love her thing, you know what I'm saying? And the next girl that was next to her with the plaits going onto the side, she was cool as well, but I didn't really get her name. But other than that, there's a lot of things that they only do to black women. What is this here? Yeah, leave our hair alone. Stick with your Indian partner, which you're all the best. Ginger J. And guys, stay away from prison. And if you do go to prison, stay away from people. And always respect your mother. And if you have issues with your mother, try and see things from her point of view. Try and see the struggles that she's going through, especially if she's a single parent. And then one day you hug your mum and say, look, mum, I understand what you're going through. Thank you for not making no one be horrible to me. Thank you for putting a roof over my head. Thank you for sending me to school, to feeding me, because single parents do a whole lot. And if you see that your mum is a single parent, try and go easy on her. Don't try and make life more harder for her, because then it's going to be harder for you. Yeah? So some people, they got issues with their parents, and they come out on the street, they leave home, and then they take it out on the first black girl they see. I'm Pepe the Great from Great Amazing Production and Great Amazing TV. I'm gonna play another sizzler because we gotta give thanks to our mom, you know what I'm saying? We have to give thanks to our mama. As I said, if you see your mother is a single parent, yeah, and she's sharing all her wages, her time, you don't know how it is as a single parent, you know what I'm saying? Especially in some people's life. You got people that they don't break the law, they don't have handouts, they don't have benefits, they don't have people to help them, and they still help their children. You got some people that have family to help, they have backhands, they break the law, they get things half price, they get this and that. Yeah, but there are some people that don't do that. They scrimp, they scrape, and they give all what they have to their children. And then you have somebody that grows up and says, my mum's an empress, but I don't like the way she moves. Any woman moves like my mum, I don't want nothing to do with her. Does that even make sense? They're like 3 different sentences. It's Pepe the Great on Great Amazing Production. This is RTMRadio.net.
RTMRadio.net, 89.9.
Number 1 for music, RTMRadio.net.
Mama look back, gonna be back so
reaching out to all the mothers in the world. Sometimes it's just the way things have to be, yeah.
thank you, Mama, for the 9 months you carried me through. All the pain and suffering. No one knows the pressure you bear, just only you. You are my love again. Thank you, Mama, for the 9 months you carried me through. All those pain and suffering. No one knows the pressure you bear, just only you. It's my words and my tongue. Mama, I will never let you down. And never go away. I will always be around. You know what you do, it's looks that you found. I'm alright, gonna let you wear that crown. You for sometimes you maintain your own job as your only girl. While searching me from the south. And when it's all around, it's always so warm. Oh ma, I forgot I was born, mama. Thank you, mama, for the 9 months you carried me through. All those pain and suffering. No one knows the pressure you bear, just only you. You are my level, yeah. Thank you, mama, for the 9 months you carried me through. All those pain and suffering. No one knows the pressure you bear, only you. It's my word. I'm gonna make you so proud, so good, so you are. You're the one who teaches me all the good from the bad. Even the system keeps pressuring my dad, because I know I'm scared who knows like that. Thank you, mama, for the 9 months you carried me through. All those pain and suffering. No one knows the pressure you bear, just only you. You are my love, yeah. Thank you, mama, for the 9 months you carried me through. All those pain and suffering. All the vision, aspiration, I owe it all to you. It's my words and my prayer. I'm a big man now, got something to go. Things that you to survive for me, Jackie knows. Scarcely protecting us, I'm watching us grow. It's been out, even when it's on the down low. Work so hard to see us go to school. Blisters on your fingers so they can't take us for free. I still can do so much more. You prepare me for the future, my love. You're doing your thing while others not knowing. Feeling tired, I know you know what's going. And I'm out there to understand the care for a God that's been showing. Somehow your stars keep glowing. Thank you, mama, for the 9 months you carried me through.
RTMRadio.net, 89.9. Tune in, voice channel, we're gonna let it Pepe. From see you the first time, you forget it. Your body set up right, and that me tell you. Me love you so much time, enough for jealous. Are you have it? Yeah man, tune in. Great Amazing Productions, yeah, Brixton, RTMRadio.net.
So yeah, we gotta make this positively clear, yeah? I'm going off a sister's thing, don't worry yourself, you soon know why. No, because when you meet somebody out on the road and you got people that want you for all different things, you got people that want to expose you for all different things, you got people who want you to wear sexy clothes, talking to the black girls out there, all they want you to do is to make a fool of yourself. All they want you to do is to expose yourself for their own nasty pleasures. And you're there thinking, oh, they think I'm sexy. No, they just want to expose you and exploit you. That's all they want you to do. Do you understand? They want to exploit you, and then they want to go with their nice little sexy chick and say, yeah, we don't deal with girls. Look what she's doing. Look at her. But you was entertaining it before and made the girl think it was okay to do it. And then you've gone one side and said you don't like that. So you young black girls out there nowadays, you've got to be very careful what you're doing for men and around men, because half of the time they just want to expose you and destroy you and spoil you. Therefore, you do things around them, you do all sort of things, you cover your bodies with tattoos, you do all kind of surgeries, you destroy your hairline, you blind yourself with eyelashes, and what? They don't really want none of that. Do you understand? And then they're going to tell you, oh, you don't look good because you got this and you got that. This time when they met you, that is what you had. But then all of a sudden, halfway through the relationship, they no longer want it. Be very careful, ladies out there, what is going on and what the men really want from you when you meet them. Look after yourself and keep yourself to a certain extent where in 20 years' time, because what you guys and girls don't understand is you've got your whole life ahead of you. And that one body, what you have, the one mind, the one soul, the one heart, everything is only what you've got. And that has to carry you through your whole life till you reach around 80. So if you destroy all of that while you're 20, 25, 30, you're going to have a hard life to live. You know what I'm saying? It's Sizzler.
Rastafari.
RTMRadio.net 9.9. Tune in. Moisture and look at it.
Hi baby, what's up? What's up? What's up? You're on RTM Radio, please don't swear. What are you saying, Shazzy? Shazzy.
In UK, Jamaica, and all around the world. Can you hear me properly?
Of course I can. We can hear you loud and clear on RTM Radio. How's it going?
It's going fine.
So you were supposed to have your party next weekend, and is that still going forth or what?
Oh my goodness. So much has happened over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be the big 5-5 this year.
All right.
And I decided to have a quiet one because I wanted to go to this nightclub.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone was complaining.
Mm-hmm.
And I said I was going to do instead of having a party, I was going to have a drink up on my actual birthday on the Sunday.
Yeah.
Everyone's complaining that they got work on a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought to myself, the weather is getting a bit cold now, I might as well just have a quiet one.
So you went to the park on Saturday?
I was on my way and it was finishing because I was at work earlier that day.
So what are you doing?
Going to the Sound Clash.
No, I'm asking you, are you going to Colour on Saturday coming? Is that the 13th?
That is a higher peace party.
Definitely.
Are you going to be there?
I should be there. I've got 5 more minutes. Sharon, big up yourself. Chazzy from Lost Artist Promotions. Big up yourself. I see you next week. Well, I'll see you Saturday, but I'll bring you on the show next week, yeah?
Okay, then.
All right. Bless up yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, brothers and sisters, as Shazzy just reminded me that on the 13th of September, Higher P is having his year-to-year colour dance, which is the year-to-year event, yeah, which is Color, and that is this Saturday on the 13th of September. So make that a date, don't be late, put that in your diary and make sure you arrive. Pepe the Great will be there, as she does, always represents Higher P. That's how we go on, you know what I'm saying? But each and everybody, big up yourself. Pepe the Great is wishing everybody a wonderful week. And what's that above my chin?
Yeah, man, so the man them flowing out, the young daddy in my skin. Represent for Pepe the Great. Yeah, man, she great, no debate.
You're right, you're good.
RTM Radio, don't believe.